Boys, I'm going to wait for this thing to turn on. Let's boot this machine up. And then, goodness me, are we ready to go? Boys, it's so good to be back. It's so good to be back. We are at the tippity top of this mountain, I am telling you right now. This has never been better. Never, ever been better. I'm about to remove this picture, right, and you're going to see who it is straight away. You're going to see who the player is straight away. I'm not doing if buts and maybes. I'm doing absolutes. Here we go. Them Reds are going to sign David McGoldrick, right? I'm not going to sit here for view retention and just wait till I've been on here for an hour to say it to you. I'm just going to get it out there straight away. We are bringing in David McGoldrick, right? Yes, is he 100 years old? Yes, but listen to me right now. If you do not think that David McGoldrick can do a job at the top end of League One, you're a sloth. You're an absolute slug. You're a dope. You're an absolute dope. This is an all-timer signing. I'm telling you right now, an absolute all-timer. Because it's in League 2, the stats for this, the graphics don't show, right? I'm going to tell you his goal tally, right, for the last 3 seasons. So, at Derby, in League 1, 22 goals in 39 games. He was not a striker. He was not a striker at Derby. He's not been a striker at Notts County. For the last 3 years, he's not been a striker since he left Sheffield United, and he was barely one then, right? 22 goals in 39 games for Derby. He's gone to Notts County. He got 12 in 37 first year, and then he's got 17 in 36 last year. He's getting better with age. He is getting better the older he gets. And if we have got this bloke stood next to Davis Killer Dunn, tell me a better strike force in this division than that. I'm being deadly serious. I'm being dead ass right now. Okay? This is such a good signing. And I want to get something straight right now. It's not been announced yet, but I want to get something straight. So, when I said about, because people are saying that I'm just making stuff up, I'm going to tell you right now for a born given fact that I have not made anything up. I got told from people on the web about Sonny Bradley and Jed Steer, which didn't end up happening, right? I got told about Humphries going to Bradford, and I was the first person to say anything. No one else had an absolute Scooby-Doo with that were happening, apart from this guy over here, right? I'm the first person to say this, and I'm going to be the first person, again, to say this. Not that one. This. This is still happening. This is still going on, but I will come back to that in a second. This is a very good signing. This is a very, very, very good signing. Very good. Like, come on. Signing a 37-year-old League 2 player to put the relegation in the bag. What are we doing here? Like, come on, guys. What are we doing? What are we doing? He's not going to come into play up front. If we're going to play a false 9, right, which is what Uriah wanted to do towards back end of season, Dunn is going to start every game. We're not delusional to think that he's not going to do that, are we? Dunn is going to start every single game. Whether McGoldrick starts every game is a different thing. Whether Dunn drops into like a number 10, maybe they both like swap round. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously Phillips or Russell, a lot of the time, they were running behind Dunn. Do you know what I mean? So, who knows how it's actually going to work? But when this gets announced, if people moan about it, they're just absolute idiots. They are genuine donkeys, mate. Seriously. Couldn't get Notts promoted from League 2. What, is he playing on himself? Does he just rock up to pitch with 11 pairs of boots on? Or is he surrounded by a bunch of very mediocre players? They scored a lot of goals, Notts County, but defensively they're horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. This signing is so good. And Mr. Ramble's in here and he'll tell you. I'm telling you now, David McGoldrick could go and do a job at half at Championship sides anyway. Half at sides. And this not even come from one at players in club, by the way. A lot of the stuff that I get does. This not even come from one at players. That's how I really know. People think I'm a bit tanned. Guys, come on. Guys, come on. Shit. Oh my god, what the hell? I think it's just the lighting that makes me look like a goddess. Or a god. Instead of a goddess. Also, just quickly before I move on and speak more about David McGoldrick, I would like to say a big thank you to our sponsors, which is Match Bingo. As always, come on. We know how it works, and when that season starts, I'm going to ram this shit down your throat like you will not believe. Holy shit. It's like a bet builder mashed up into a bingo card, and if you first one, you win. If you deposit £5, you get £10 free. Link top of description. Absolutely fantastic. They are the best. They're absolutely the best. But can I just say, right, going back to this, everybody like consistently says, oh my god, we need experience. What the hell? Where's the experience in this team? Then you go and sign experience. Why are we signing older players that have got no resale value? And then you'll go and get someone like Cleary, for example, the West Brom lad on a free. And then immediately it's, why are we getting young lads in? There's no experience in this team. Some people are just born idiots, right? And I think trying to teach a monkey how to read and write, it's just not possible. You know what I mean? You can only lead the horse to water. You could literally push the horse's face in the water and some of these dickheads still won't drink. So just forget it. Just forget trying to teach people things. Forget trying to get a logical opinion out of someone that don't even go to games in the first place. Right? Just stop. Just stop. We don't need to. We do not need to address this bullshit. Okay? David McGold, he don't run. He's not ran. He didn't even run for Sheffield United. He's never run in his life. He just don't run. Messi don't run. What do you mean he don't run? He's 37. Of course he's not going to run. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Some people. Mashallah. Fleetwood Zach, thank you for the £2, buddy. Hey, DKD, now we have £5 million spare. Love you. You've got £5 million spare. We all know where that's going, buddy. Your owner's back pocket. Thank you very much, though. Love you too. It's great to be back. Thank you very much. Joseph, are you sure you're in for him and not Jatta? I'm very sure. I'm very, very, very sure. Thank you for £2 again. We're never going to go... Barnsley not going to sign a young, promising, expensive number 9 that's going to come in and start every week because we've already got the best player in the league that plays false 9 in the position that Urian wants. We've got Davis Keeler done. Why would we go and buy a striker? Makes absolutely no sense. It has never made sense to me when people think we're going to go and spend loads of money on someone that's like an absolute certified number 9. If he can play out wide as well, then perfect because we're going to play wingers. But we're never going to go and spend loads of money on a striker when we've got the best striker in the league. We've got the best player in this league. Or one of, easily. Why would we want someone else to spend money on? It's just like, what the bloody hell's point in that? I'm saying. But someone that's got this much experience. We've got a very young squad, by the way. We're obviously trying to incorporate academy a lot more. We need players that have got 500 plus games under his belt, hundreds of goals, can still move. Mate, this guy is perfect across board for the type of signings that we've got and the type of players that Barnsley have got, the age that they are, to learn off people like this. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. I've got no idea when it'll be confirmed, but I know that it's done. I know that it's done. And I know we've obviously got the thing with Koma, right? And it's happened before with that bloke from Go Ahead Eagles or wherever it were from. And there were pictures of him at ground and everything. McGold has had his medical. He's had the media done. Everything is done. I don't see how... Listen, and come on, we all know this Barnsley side. We know what this club's like. We all know. Let's not take piss. We all know. Something could definitely go wrong. And if it does, only God can save us now. But to my knowledge, this is 1,000,000% done. 1,000,000% done. Borderline coming from the man himself, by the way. I just want to put that one out as well. But thank you, Joseph, again for 2. And you've sent me another one. Buddy, thank you very much. You're the man. Kiss. Love you very much. Would you swap DKD for Kelman, be honest? In terms of resale value and longevity, etc., I think Kelman, in time, will go for more money than DKD will, definitely. But for right here and now, and for the system that we play, I would rather have Dunn than Kelman, personally. Dunn is a very, very intelligent forward. Very intelligent. I think, I'm telling you, I just don't think there's going to be many better than him in this division at all. Regardless to like the amount of money that Luton and Plymouth, etc. can bring in, you're not going to get somebody better than Dunn. I just don't think you are. I really don't. Excited of him. How are you not getting excited over someone that scored like 5 million goals in his career? Like, how are you not going to get excited over that? Seriously. Come on. But thank you, Joseph. I appreciate it very much, but I would take DKD. I'll just get stats up once more. Just for people that are stupid. 22 goals in 39 games for Derby. I believe he was the top goal scorer that year for a side that got promoted. I believe. Or did they get promoted year after Derby? I can't actually quite... Oh, no. They got promoted the year after, didn't they? Okay. Even better. Oh, no. Did they not actually get... I don't think they even got top 6 Derby that year. So he got 22 goals in 39 games for a side that didn't even get top 6 in League One with the budget that Derby had. Playing under Paul Warne, might I add. Playing under Paul Warne. The most defensive-minded manager you'll ever see in your life. 22 goals, not up front. Then the last 2 seasons in League Two, Notts County just come up from non-league, by the way, and he got 12 in 37, not up front. This season, if anybody watched the Bradford-Notts County game, which towards the back end of the year, I know he scored a screamer, and you might think that that's the reason I'm saying this. If you watched that game and watched how he played that game, he could have had 3 assists to Jatta on himself. I vividly remember. Yeah, I think Derby finished that 7th that year as well. He's a like Mr. Ramble just said. This man is a Rolls Royce. So good. You see, right. Lesbian. That's you've got me, you little bastard. I'm gonna get you right now. Too old now will get injured regularly. Last 4 seasons, 36 league games, 37 league games, 39 league games, regular 90 minutes, back to back. He's not, just because of his age, don't mean he's injury prone. It's a very, very good signing. Very good. It's exactly what Barnsley need. It's perfect. Now, let's just move on. I'm going to come back to this and the eventual team and what we could look like. Okay? Go away, Baz. Sorry, guys. I'll come back to this again. Right. Come on, guys. Let's get back on this train. So, Eddie confirmed to me before I started this live, because I wanted to just check. Just to really check last minute if this is still a thing. Because there's been a lot of talk, right, about this. Loads and loads of talk about Koma. And it's potentially not happening and stuff like this. It were happening for ages and then it weren't happening. People on Twitter getting the knickers in a twist that a load of children, really, have got more knowledge about anything than they have, and that they actually go to games, which helps as well. The amount of absolute dossers that I see on Twitter just moaning about, oh mate, get a job. These folk have got families. Please, God, go and speak to your wife. Oh my God, some of you guys are so weird. So weird. You're crying over a bunch of kids talking about Barnsley. Get a grip. But at the same time, they're right. Do you know what I mean? People like, I'm going to say it again, people think that, oh my God, you can't know anything because you're not a footballer. You don't think these footballers talk to people? Or that the people in the club talk to people? Or that the family speak to people? Mate, you can find out so many different things in so many different ways. So many ways. And I'm telling you right now, for a fact, this might, well, for a fact, it might still happen. This has been very close for a long time. The only thing stopping Koma being announced right now, at this very second, on the 9th of July at 6:15, is his agent being a tosser. That is the only thing, as normal, just agents being cocks, that is the only thing that is stopping this. That's the only thing that's stopping this. I'm not going to say, wow, I'd have been in big trouble. But this is done. Again, Koma has done the medical. He's done the media. Everything's done, ready to go. It is his agent being a wank stain that's stalling this from being announced. That's literally it. It's just his agent being a tosser. That's end of. I need to quickly edit something. Let me just put this here. Sorry guys, hold on. I'm just gonna do a bit of admin and such while on the job. Admin on the job type shit. I'll just give him that number, whatever. Oh, that don't come on screen right now. All right, it's not good. Okay. Let's just move on. Right, sorry, I just lost my head. Just lost my train of thought there a minute quickly. So David McGold is 100% done. I don't know when it's going to get announced, but it is 1,000,000% done. Koma is 99% there, and people are just preying on the downfall of, I don't know, honestly, some fellas. Get a grip. Jesus Christ. But anyway, moving on. So there's a lot of talk around outgoings as well. And this is the main one. I don't know anything. I never know anything with Barnsley unless it's actually done. Unless it's on the line done. Unless someone has signed on the dotted line, I don't know. Same with Humphries. Same with this McGold. The Koma stuff is still whether his agent wants to find him somewhere else for an extra £5 a month. I don't know. But I don't know if this is actually happening. Apparently they've come in with another bid, Wycombe, for Connell. Which, let's just address that first and foremost. Barnsley comfortably one of the biggest sides in this division. Wycombe are comfortably one of the smallest. They've got billionaire owners. We've got billionaire owners. They're going to come and take our captain because we're Thai bastards. That's just the world that we're living in. This is no I'm not trying to give any slight to Wycombe here, because when Barnsley get promoted to Championship, or when we've been in Championship before, we are looked at in the same way that Wycombe are looked at in this division. Do you know what I mean? You're just a small fish in a big pond. That's just how it goes. Big fuck small end of the day, and it has been that way for centuries, and it will be doing forever after that. So, not surprising at all. And I don't want Wycombe fans to take offence to this, but if we can lose as captain to Wycombe, regardless of what everybody thinks of it, or what anybody thinks of him as a footballer, if we can lose our captain to Wycombe, that is a damned state of affairs, that we can make so much money in player sales and still sell as captain to someone like that. Again, no disrespect to Wycombe, because literally, where are we? We're probably about 40th in a long line of football clubs in this country. So there's many, many clubs that look at us and think exact same thing. I'm not saying it to say stuff like that, but it's just a sad state of where we are with these owners that this is a possibility. And also, I don't understand why Connell would take this, personally. Just my opinion here. I don't think if someone is going to leave Barnsley, what if one of Barnsley's better players is going to leave Barnsley in League One, surely to God you're going to Championship. Surely. Unless there's loads of money in wages being thrown at you. For example, Humphreys, then that's obviously different. And the fact that you're going to play every week. Connell, I think, given the potential with his age and everything and what he can do, could definitely get Championship moves. 100% could get Championship moves. So I don't know why he'd... I don't know. Obviously, I don't know if this is happening or not. I don't know if Connell said no. I don't know what the bloody hell's going on. But I doubt Connell would take this. Why? Why? Wycombe are in a much better state than us financially. Somehow, but they're not. Their owner is willing to spend more money than ours is. We make so much money in player sales, it's ridiculous. People still reference accounts from years ago, which is outrageous. No one knows what his current financial state looks like, and they're waiting until at least a year in future when their accounts are actually posted. So anybody believing that we're losing 10 million quid a year, whatever it is, I've got some magic beans for them, honestly, because we must be the only club in league that sells more than anybody else, but somehow loses more than everybody else. I'm not understanding that one, while still referencing wage caps from 3 years ago. It's chuffing stupid. But the reported fee is close to 2 million quid in it. With Connell, it's close to 2 million quid since they've come back in. It's probably like 1.5 with add-ons and all the other malarkey, all that shite. For that price, I'm a bit either or. I'm a little bit either or. I like Connell. I really, really do, seriously. I don't know what this mystic illness is that's happened since Wembley that's made him, like, not the same man that he once was. But he looks a bit trimmer in the training so far. He's a very vocal bloke. He's clearly a leader. I think maybe take armband off him and get somebody else. Personally, I would get armband to Earl. Me. And I know that might sound ridiculous, but Earl's the only centre-half that we actually had at club last year that I care about. And I would personally give him armband. I think he's someone that's built for it. And that could take pressure off. We've seen it so many times. How many times as Barnsley fans, and maybe other football clubs as well, have you seen your club gives armband to someone that's not really ready for it yet, or don't like, you know what I mean, that's not fit for it just yet, and they immediately just nosedive? I'm trying to think of some other examples, but I know for a fact there's been loads with Barnsley that's done it, and that's in like recent years. But I'd be leaning on the side of not wanting to sell Connell. Like maybe if we had proper owners, I'd be like, okay, but maybe we could do something there. But I would rather keep Connell than risk what these owners can do. And the fact that we know what Connell can do. I know it's been 2 years of not seeing what Connell is since Duff. But we know what he can be. We do know what he can be. And I think if you put maybe proper runners in and around him, in team, then you might see a different side. Maybe if you got a midfielder different to maybe Phillips, for example, who can go missing in games and probably don't cover the same yardage as Connell. If you put someone in that's going to run the same amount as Connell is, I think you could see something with him again, me. I really do. I really do. I would border on not wanting Connell to go, but for that price, I'm give or take, really. It's just the potential side of things, isn't it? But it's annoying. It is annoying. But moving on. Speaking of Earl, right. So I've actually got something for this. So Earl was. There were a lot of stories going around and people posting different stuff on Twitter again. People that like know stuff and just a load of other shite. But Earl were apparently told that he's off, and then I went and fact checked this. I fact checked this with 3 different people, right, to make sure. As of today, not happening. It was Preston that were flirting with him again. They've been there before. I don't know if he'd come in as a backup for Preston, because he's not going to. Like, I love the bloke. Seriously, I really like him. I genuinely think out of all the centre halves that was there last year, he's one that's got something in him. None of the other ones, I'm seriously, all other ones that were real last year, for me, couldn't care less. I'll just look at this quickly. Bertrand Van Pelt, thank you, mate, for 2. CG Gaming just saved me there. Jesus Christ, I didn't mean to leave it this long, but when I get flowing, bro, it's because when I stop, I start like getting muddled in my own head and I don't know where I am. But thank you for 2. What happened to Darts channel? Keep right on. The Darts one, right? I'll just speak about this. Birchwood, I'm here, bro. Sorry. The Darts ones, I like playing darts. I started to not enjoy filming it, and the editing took so long, man. The editing took so ridiculously long. It took the piss. It was taking like a full day to edit a video, for then, like, at the end of the day, this is my job now. So I've got to be smart with how I do things, and that is just not. It's not a good way of time spent, really, in comparison to other things that you can do. But I enjoy playing darts. I'm still crap, don't get me wrong, but I enjoy playing it. But the filming and the editing side of things, if I ever made enough money to the point where I could have an editor full time, they'd be back tomorrow. But for right now, I just can't. I can't do it with the other stuff that's happening. But I appreciate it, mate. Thank you. And you're going to be top 2, by the way, next season. Right, Josh Hale, come back to it. I think he should have armband. This is cooled off, by the way. The pressing stuff's not happening. So I think Earl's staying by the looks of it. Again, I'm going to say it again. I like him. Seriously, I like him. We've got to take into account, last season was the most amount of goals that Barnsley have conceded in 3rd tier ever. Ever in his entire history. Forget about league finishers being worse in decades. It's the most goals we've conceded in this tier ever in our lives. Ever. So you'd look at that and think, just get rid of all defenders ASAP. But I seriously think if you surround Earl with half-decent footballers, which we've already done without even trying, really. Shepherd was best defender in League 2 last season by a mile. Bring him in next to him. I know it's 2 left-footed. Lindsay and Pinnock were left-footed, so shut up before anybody says that. And they were probably 2 of the best defenders we've ever had. Well, Pinnock especially. But that were one of the best defensive units I've seen Barnsley have by a mile. Pinnock especially, who played on right side of a back. We played a 4-4-2. Pinnock played on right-hand side, and he was left-footed. Comfortably one of the best defenders Barnsley have had ever. Ever. Gone on to have a career ever present in a Premier League side that constantly spends hundreds of millions and have never once looked to replace him. So, having 2 left-footed centre-halves doesn't scare me in the slightest. But Shepherd, best defender in League 2 by a mile last season, coming in. Cooper, one of the best keepers, really, in Division last season. Obviously, Stevenage, a very good defensive unit. But he's a very good shot stopper. Very good. Distribution, obviously made that mistake in a pre-season friendly. Forgot they 3 points missed. Jesus. But, yeah, come on, man. Honestly, I think we've immediately improved without spending anything. Really. But Earl's definitely going to play in centre-half, though. Definitely. Like, 100% it's going to be Earl and Shepherd. I think, anyway. I think it'll be Earl and Shepherd starting centre-backs. It's going to be better versus Gent, really, for left-back, once Gent's fit. And then, obviously, you've got Lopata and Roberts, maybe, that could come in as backups for centre-halves. I don't think we'll bring in a defender, personally. I don't think we'll bring in a centre-half. I think the likelihood is we will bring in competition. If Dijavigné, for example, is maybe to start right-back, I think we will bring in another player that could potentially play there. But at the same time, Blind could go there. It's about realising where we are and the fact that we're not going to make 11 brand new signings, you know what I mean, for starting 11. We need decent depth, which I think we've got in certain areas, but not others. But I'm glad that this wheel has cooled off, personally. I'm glad. Russell, this is just me reporting on the same stuff that had been said before I went on holiday. Like, these are 4 sides that were looking at him. This is another one. I don't think this happens. Let me just have a drink. If you just saw that, one bit dripped down my shirt, and then the other bit just splashed up into my eye. So now I've got water in my eye and on my shirt. Sorry, guys. Right. I don't think this happens. I don't know when McGold gets announced. I have no idea. I just know it's done. I don't think this happens with Russell, personally. I think Barnsley's stance on selling players is very, very, very clear. Pay up what we want or piss off. You know what I mean? Get your knob out of that dog. Pay up what Barnsley want or jog on and find somebody else. And I think we must have put something stupid on this. Seriously, we must have put some stupid, like, price tag on Russell with a year left on his contract that teams clearly aren't willing to pay, and probably just think, well, Barnsley are cheap on wages, which we are, notoriously. We'll just go and pick him up in a year. Realistically, Russell is not going to be at Barnsley in a year's time. but I don't think he leaves this season. I think he definitely stays, personally. I know this has been reported all over the place, but I just don't think it happens. And I hope he don't as well, because Russell were very, very underrated last season. Last season was first time, I think, especially towards end, when he were actually utilised in his proper position. Been trying to play him as a 6 in different areas, in different like periods throughout the last couple of years. Play him. He's very clearly an 8 that likes to get forward. Very, very clearly, he's like Phillips. You know what I mean? If Connell with 2 serious runners, because I think Russell does a lot of grafting me that gets quite underrated. I do think he was quite lazy at start, but as it's gone on, I think he's got more and more energetic and very physical. He uses his frame very well. I would love to keep Russell me. I would absolutely love it. Yeah, I agree. Actually, I think we just get promoted. That is probably that's probably a good shout. But Russell, I think, stays. Connell, I'm 50-50, but I would rather he stays again. And then moving on to this one. Again, this is one that I'm not really sure on. Phillips, I think, is the definite sale. Me. Connell, I got told at start of... Well, once season ended, right, I got told that the big sale was going to be Connell, right? So when teams are coming in for him, like Wycombe, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised in the slightest, because Connell was said that he was going to be a big sale that makes all this money for us. That's going to, like, offset a lot of the money. We're not going to sell Dunn all this, blah, 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 but Connell was going to be the sale. Phillips is the one that makes the most sense. And we know what he's like. Look at this. Look at the stats there. He's got 17. Like, come on, he's got 17 goal contributions for a side that finished in mid-table. People say that he's lazy, which he can be. He definitely can be quite slack. 100% he can be. But he's going to be a miss if he's sold. Definitely. He's definitely going to be a miss with that many goal contributions from middle at park. He's an ever-present as well. The only time that he ain't playing, really, is if he gets sent off. He's never injured. Ever, really. He's always there. But I think with Jorgen Nathan coming through, especially, and Bland, 2 midfielders, Jorgen Nathan mainly in a similar position to Phillips, I just think it makes too much sense for Phillips to go. Me. I don't think he wants to be here, really. I think if we'd have gone up, he'd wanted to, obviously. He wants to be in Championship. And he's one that's going to get a Championship move. Whether Preston are the one that come in for him, I think it's just an easy, lazy link, really. Just because he supports Preston, I think. But I'm just... There's not been a lot of hard links. There's been very hard, solid links to Russell and Connell. There's not been with Phillips yet. Is he champ quality, though? I reckon Preston are in trouble this year. But it's like, you just look at the numbers that he puts up from middle at park, I think, and that speaks for itself. It can definitely go missing. It can be quite lazy. 100%. I said that to his face if he stood in front of me. I like the bloke, but he can be lazy. But when you're putting up numbers like that, I feel like he's somebody that you've just got to start anyway the majority of the time. And also, I think it speaks volumes that towards back end of season and when apparently he missed training once or something, and Urian started benching him and trying different things. But that's because season were finished, you know what I mean? And you want to bring your young'uns in and see what they're like in a competitive game and not so much a friendly. So I won't look into it too much. I do think if Phillips is to stay, he definitely just starts. Like 100% he just starts. Whatever anybody thinks. You're not going to have somebody that's getting that many numbers from middle of the park and not play him. Just end off. So I think Phillips is... I think it makes sense for him to be the sale. But there's been nothing hard yet. No serious nailed on links. Maybe it's one that happens quite late on. But I do think that'll be the sale. Personally, despite me being told that Connell were going to be it. Now, Cotter's the first of probably many players that people quite like, but just ultimately aren't good enough to get you promoted out of League One that I think will be moved on. Cotter, this is a very clear indicator that we're going to move away from five-back. Very, very clear. Because Cotter is not a fullback. He's not a winger. He's just definitely the middle. And he's not quite good enough, Cotter, in either, I don't think, to nail a place down, personally. And you know what? He's 26. He's going to want to go and play every week. We can speak about, like, oh, maybe this is Barnsley's choice and we want to get rid of him. But he's 26. He wants to play football, do you know what I mean? And he's going to get it in League Two. For a big side that you'd think just year on year, naturally, are going to be closer and closer to getting to top end of League Two and eventually getting promoted just by size at club and stature of the place. And he has got a year left on his contract, so that is the last time that we're ever going to see Barry Cotter again. I really like the bloke. He's literally going down as a cult hero for one of the worst Barnsley sides ever. I think people will look back at him and be like, I liked Baz. Do you know what? In a really crap side, I liked Barry Cotter because he always tried. Seriously, he always put it in. He really did. And it was 20 grand. It was free it all this time. I just think he's never going to be a starter here. Urian's decision too. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. I think O'Keefe could follow him out, me, personally. I don't think any of the players that can't play either winger or fullback are going to be gone, personally. We did beat Reading 4-2 on final day. That is very true. I did have a fab holiday, Sadie. Thank you very much. We're going to talk about Birmingham tomorrow, or Friday evening, Championship one. I'm going to be on that live for about 3 hours. That is going to be a long old session, that one. But yeah, Baz is the first of many, I believe, that will probably be able to do it. Because someone like Ferrugia, for example, as I had it pointed out to me, was a winger in League of Ireland. You know what I mean? He was a winger. He's going to play on wing, or he can play middle, or he can play anywhere. Cutter don't fit any position that we're going to use. Lofthouse might be another one. Luke's just said that there. I don't know with Lofthouse. I've got no idea. I would like to see him be given a go, personally. But at the same time, if he's been loaned out that many times, I know Burton rated him quite highly. And I spoke to, I think it was Burton's chief of finance or something like that, like his finance director, because his mates were like, Lass's uncle, something along them lines, and I met him. A nice bloke, and he was saying about certain things. And he really liked Lofthouse. I'm guessing he's not going to be on loads of money at us. So maybe he could go back to York. But Barnsley, we're not going to let him go unless you chuck like multiple hundreds of thousands at him. Even for someone that we're not going to play. Do you know what I mean? So there's that as well. So, and I'm going to come back to David McGold right now. This, I think, little gizmo that we've added. This, I think, if Phillips is to be the sale, I think these are definite nailed on starters, personally, probably every week. Depending on where McGold plays. McGold could swap away Keeler Dunn, but I don't think McGold would come here if he wasn't going to play every week. He does not strike me as a bloke that wants to just come and pick up a wage, McGold. I think he wants to just play until he's like 50. Very much the EFL's Ronaldo. And I think they're going to be the nailed on starters, probably something like that. Which means you do need a lot of work from either your width or middle at park to help him. Because you can't just have Connell and Russell, because McGold is not going to do loads and loads of running. See, I don't think McGold comes and plays as a backup. I don't see it, mate. I really don't see it. I think he comes and starts. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong with this, and I might like think about it differently. McGold is 75. Oh, I've not got Russell as a DM. It would just easy to put it as in a 4-2-3-1 as opposed to the other versions. Do you know what I mean? But we're obviously going to have wingers. Dunn's obviously going to play every week. I just think McGold comes into play, personally. I don't think he comes in as a backup. Maybe he does get utilised and play differently to other players. Maybe he does come off bench a bit in different positions. But I think, based on the fact that this is me thinking that that Phillips leaves even, I think McGoldrick starts games and Jorgen Effen takes over, or other way around. I think Jorgen Effen is going to have a lot to say this year, mate. It was very good for Oldham. He got promoted with him at the end of the day. He was best player on pitch at Wembley, and that was one of his worst games for him. Oldham changed the play style to fit him because he was that good for him. From a player that didn't look good enough when he first came, the confidence on him, and the fact that we've got 4 years left on him as well, and on cheap wages, and the potential with him, I think he's going to definitely be pushed into squad a lot this year, Jorgen Effen is. So I could see him having a big part to say, middle of part. Same as Bland, to be fair. But I just think McGold starts, me. I think McGold starts. Cooper's obviously number one. Shepherd and Earl, I think, despite them being both left-footed, I do think they're definitely going to start them too, personally. I think I've not put like Gentin or Ogbeta, for example, because I think they're going to fight it out for certain positions. Same as right back, same as right wing, Jallo, and I think we'll end up getting another winger in that can fight it out. But Karoma, if he is to come in, if his agent stops being a wanker, then Karoma is definitely going to play every week. Dunn's going to play every week. Connell and Russell, if they're still here, are definitely going to play. I think the core and the spine of that team, looking at it, is very, very good for a side and a club that is genuinely in turmoil, really. And the depth is all right there. The depth is okay. Obviously, we've not got Jallo on pitch there. We definitely need wingers. Ferrugia's going to be a winger, a backup, I'd assume. We definitely need another one in. Definitely. I push from McGold. See, that makes me think that maybe he does come off bench. Maybe sometimes. But still, I'll tell you what, if we have got David McGoldrick to come off bench, we are going to score 1,000 goals. If McGoldrick is not good enough to start for us, mate, we are going to be top scorers in division. Seriously. Jurgen Hayfen is class, but are awful against Worksop. Well, you know what? I just don't care. Literally, I don't care. It's pre-season friendly. It's just a run out. It's just a run out. It's a fitness drill. Friendlies are a fitness drill. Until you get to, like, last one, really, and then you start... You want to win last one to give you a bit of something going into it. It's equivalent of playing in training. It's just fitness, it's sharpness, it's trying to do things on a 4G pitch, which you're not going to play on anyway, which if you've ever played football in your life, you know there's a massive difference between playing on 4G and playing on grass. It's literally like playing, it's like tennis, clay versus grass. It's so different. Ball's a lot bouncier, and I'm not using this as an excuse for professional footballers that should take the living piss out of part-timers, but it's not the same. You know what I mean? It's not the same. I just think the core of that team, even if you take McGoldrick out, I think the core of that side is very good. He's very good. Yeah, I'd like Tavid, mate. If we get Tavid and we can literally, I'd even play it. I don't even know how to say his name. But if we go and buy him, which I don't know anything of, me personally, that's just going off what other people have said. And I ain't reporting Jack Diddle's squat, mate, unless it comes from the mouth of either a player or an agent or someone at club or someone that I know for a fact is going to tell me the truth. I'm not listening to Jack Diddle squat from anybody else ever again. And I'm reporting straight cold facts. Right? Which is that McGoldrick's coming. Koma, not so sure. It's just his agent. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. Really, really happy. The legs off bench should be good. Like Jurgen Hayfen, Bland, in middle at Park. The depth with his bench is going to be important. But I'm happy. I am happy with that, personally. I'm happy with how it's Tavide. Right, okay. Tavide, right. But yeah, I'm happy with that, mate. Definitely need a right back, I would say. I know Dijavinia's been playing well there, apparently, but I would definitely like an actual right back that can cross the ball. I think we're misunderstanding that. Like, we do need to cross ball sometimes, and Dijavinia trying to cross a ball, wow. I think I could do that with my left foot, and I dislocated it, and I'm right-footed. So, yeah, I think we need a right back that can actually cross a ball. And then a right winger we definitely need. If it is Tavide, I'd be very happy. We definitely need some depth in middle. And left back, we don't need a left back anyway, because obviously we've got Ogbetif at start. And then I do think once Jent's ready, I think once he's back from his fitness, he's definitely going to play anyway. So I don't think we're a million miles off being good, personally. We do need to spend some money, and there is going to be the inevitable where Connell, Russell, Dunn, Shepherd, everybody's sold. So then we've got Note, and this just means nothing. But for now, I'm happy with how this is looking, personally. I'm quite happy. Right, tomorrow, there's going to be a League One live. Obviously, for the last, 9 days, whatever it is, since I last did one, because I've not been here for a bit. I've been on holiday, so there's going to be that. It's going to be a long one. And then I'm going to do the same on Friday for Championship. Yeah, Jallo's still here, but Jallo's injured at the minute. That's why I've not just started him there. And there is going to be another winger brought in to fight for him versus, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm very happy with how Barnsley are looking, personally. So far. Generally, I am. I think you've got to take into account the state that the owners have put us in and then base it off that. Obviously, in the grand scheme of things, we're shit and we're in League One. So I'm not happy. But for as far as these owners and this hierarchy, this stupid scheme that we've got going on, for what they can do, I think this is good going by their standards. So that's what I'm judging it off. Boys, it's been an absolute pleasure. It's great to be back. Don't get me wrong, I loved holiday. And I'd snap my fingers and be back there right now if I could. But I'm ready. I'm ready to get at it now. We're gonna put some shit out, baby. Until I'm going on holiday again in like 5 weeks. Guys, come on, guys. Long old season, really struggling. Load of graft. You won't get it, you lot. Right. Thank you to Match Bingo as always for sponsoring the stream. There's a link at the top of the description if you want to use it. I'll be live tomorrow and on Friday. I'll see you in a bit, boys. It's been a blast. I love this.